Hello, everyone, and welcome back to AI Innovations Unleashed, where we explore how AI changes the world around us. Hey, y'all, it's JR, your guide through the latest in tech and innovation, and today we're diving into a timely and fascinating topic: how AI technology played a crucial role in the 2024 US presidential election. From targeted advertising and sentiment analysis to misinformation detection, AI was being deployed by both sides of the campaign trail, and in some new ways that we hadn't seen before. As the election unfolded, we will take a behind the scenes view of how AI technology was critical and what kind of impact it had. Well, let's get started. Let's take a look at AI driven voter outreach and micro targeting. One of the most prominent uses of AI in this election cycle was voter outreach. Campaigns increasingly used AI to analyze vast amounts of data, such as voter demographics, previous voting behavior, and social media activity. This data allows campaigns to micro target voters with personalized messaging. Here's how it works: machine learning models sift through all of this data to identify patterns that indicate what specific groups of voters care about, which issues they're most likely to engage with, and even the time of day that they're most likely to respond to campaign messages. And with this information, campaigns started to craft these customized ads and messages that were now tailored to resonate with these specific voter segments. This past election season, AI driven tools were making insights to these ideas even more precise now. By combining the traditional ways of data collection, like voting history and demographics, they were now able to use newer forms of data, such as online behavior and sentiment analysis, and campaigns were reaching out in more effective ways. So, if you've noticed that those political ads had, somehow unusually been relevant to you, yeah, thank you AI for that. Now, let's move into seeing how sentiment analysis was used to get real-time feedback. Campaigns also used AI for sentiment analysis to gauge public opinion in real time. Sentiment analysis tools that were powered by natural language processing, or NLP, scanned social media platforms, news outlets, and forums to understand how people feel about particular candidates or issues. These tools allow them to analyze text, detect emotion, and then assign sentiment scores to posts and articles. For instance, if a candidate makes a statement in a debate, AI powered sentiment analysis can assess the public's reaction within minutes, giving the campaign team almost instantaneous feedback. This allows for candidates to respond quickly, perhaps by clarifying their stance or doubling down if the response is positive. In the 2024 election, AI-driven sentiment analysis was used to identify shifting attitudes in crucial swing states. By tracking real-time sentiment in areas with high undecideds or independent voter populations, campaigns can adjust their strategies on the fly, focusing on the messages and issues that are gaining traction. Now, let's take a look at how AI was used to combat misinformation. One of the biggest challenges in this election cycle has been the rise of misinformation. With so much online information, false narratives and fake news can spread rapidly, and combating it effectively requires sophisticated technology. AI played a significant role here. Tech companies and fact-checking organizations used machine learning algorithms to detect and flag misinformation. These algorithms analyzed patterns, fact-checked claims, and even identified deepfake content. Deepfake technology, which uses AI to create hyper-realistic videos where individuals appear to say something or do things that they never did, has also become more advanced and more accessible during this past election season, making these AI detection tools even more critical. For instance, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube all deployed AI systems that quickly scan content, cross-reference it with reliable and trusted sources, and flag it for review by human moderators. By filtering out all this misinformation early on, these platforms aim to slow the spread of misleading narratives before they gain momentum. Another innovation in this election cycle was the news outlets using these AI-based tools to help verify the accuracy of photos and videos. Journalists and fact-checkers use these algorithms to assess visual content for signs of manipulation. In a political landscape where perception is everything, These tools are becoming more vital for maintaining a level playing field. Now let's jump over to talk about how AI powered predictive analytics were used and used for voter turnout. Predictive analytics is another area where AI is making a significant impact in this past election. Campaigns use predictive models to estimate voter turnout, identify which demographics might need more voting encouragement, and how they could allocate resources appropriately. Predictive analytics models analyzed historical voter data alongside current voter registration levels, polling data, and economic indicators. Based on all of this information, campaigns can prioritize voter outreach in these regions or demographics that might be underrepresented in the polls. For example, suppose predictive models indicate that the younger voters are less likely to turn out. In that case, campaigns can respond by ramping up social media engagement and organizing events more likely to appeal to this younger audience. On the Republican and Democratic sides, teams were deploying machine learning models to estimate the likelihood of each registered voter casting their ballot. These models are more advanced than ever before, able to utilize real time data feeds to refine these predictions continuously. This allowed campaigns to stay agile, focus their efforts where they're most likely going to make the biggest impact. Now, let's take a look at how speech and image recognition was used for media monitoring. Another way AI is influencing the election is through speech and image recognition technology. With the sheer volume of media coverage in a presidential race, campaign teams can't monitor everything manually. AI powered tools analyze video and audio content and flag relevant mentions of candidates or issues, and even transcribe speeches or their debates in real time. This is especially valuable when candidates need to monitor their opponent's statements, track media coverage, or identify emerging narratives. AI driven media monitoring tools can instantly detect and flag that clip for the campaign team if a candidate makes a controversial statement. Campaigns can prepare a response or a counterstatement within hours, if not in minutes. This technology also measures the airtime and share of voice each candidate receives, helping campaigns understand how they're being represented in the media. With these insights, they can quickly adjust their media strategies to counter negative coverage or to amplify positive mentions. But what about the ethical side of using AI in politics? Well, ethical concerns are increasingly spotlighted as AI becomes more influential in elections. Questions about privacy, transparency, and fairness are all at the forefront. For example, micro targeting can be effective, but it also raises concerns about privacy and manipulation, especially when voters may not know why they're seeing certain ads or how their data was used to target them especially. Additionally, as we discussed, AI is being used to counteract misinformation, but it can also be used to create it. Deepfake technology and other AI driven tools can be weaponized to spread disinformation. This dual use poses a serious ethical dilemma, leading some experts to call for stricter regulations around artificial intelligence use in politics. Organizations like the Federal Election Commission, or FEC, and some tech companies are working to establish guidelines for ethical AI use in elections. However, it's still an ongoing challenge, especially with technology evolving so rapidly. As AI continues to shape the political landscape, it will be crucial for regulators, campaigns, and voters alike to consider the ethical implications of its use. Let's take a quick look at what it means for our voters. So, with all of these advancements in AI, what does it mean for us as voters? On the one hand, AI can help voters stay informed and engaged, bringing us targeted, relevant information and helping ensure we're making decisions based on accurate facts. On the other hand, voters must be aware of the potential manipulation that can come with micro targeting and personalized ads. It's now more important than ever to critically evaluate the information that we receive and seek out diverse sources. Understanding that AI is behind much of the content that we can see helps us be more discerning and aware of potential biases or agendas behind the messaging. And that brings us to the end of today's episode of AI Innovations Unleashed. As we've seen, AI played a pivotal role in the 2024 US presidential elections, from micro targeting and misinformation detection to predictive analytics and media monitoring. These technologies unprecedentedly shape the political landscape, bringing opportunities and challenges for campaigns, voters, and regulators alike. So, thank you for tuning in, and if you enjoyed today's episode, please consider subscribing and sharing it with others. Join us next time as we continue to explore the cutting edge world of AI. I'm JR, and this has been AI Innovations Unleashed. Stay informed, stay engaged, and see you next time.